One second, guys. We got to fix some things too. I went back and, well, first things first, how you guys doing, man? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good day. If you guys are off today, hope you guys are enjoying your days off. One was low as shit. I turn my mic up. Turn desktop audio up. Could turn that up. You know what I want to do? Let me hold up. It might be a little loud on my end. Wait. One thing I didn't know is that here we go. Yeah, there we go. I didn't know my I was talking through my headphones the whole time. It's crazy, right? Okay, and hoop hoop. Yes, lower that. Lower that so we're not peaking too high. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. I want to talk about something funny too that I didn't expect, or I wasn't expecting. But like I said, it's all a trial and error at the end of the day. It's all trial and error. What the hell is this? Turn that shit off. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right. Great. And then we got that set up. I got to figure out how to manage my audio better, right? What I'm probably gonna do is I'm just gonna talk for a little bit, and then I'm gonna let this play out because this should be long enough. This should be more than adequate. 1 second. This should be more than adequate. Just so I can go back into the stream and then rewatch the thing. All right, cool. All right, yeah, give me a minute, because I want to test some things out, because like I said, audio is a little low, so I want to hear myself now. Let me play a quick video. These are videos we're going to watch, by the way. Where do we at? YouTube. I just got to play something like simple. Live stream, live video. And then I just want to test the audio so I can hear it from a what is it? Let's see if you hear like a video playing, something simple. Damn. And I gotta take a piss too. So sorry, I'm like, my brain's a little scattered right now. Fuck it. We'll be right back. Give me a second. Right there. buddy. Being a little goofball. Being a little goofball. Okay, all right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm trying to think. I just need to play something that's light. But I really don't want to just put some garbage on. We'll just turn this on. I'm just gonna put this on.
This is good.
I need to hear this so then I can.
Okay? I'm gonna leave the first batch of students right here.
It's gonna get loud.
Because we will be revealing.
Alright, we'll be right back.
Red Bull with the goddamn 100 gifted. Red Bull with the 100 gifted. I'm gonna leave the student batch right there and let it cool down. Okay? But we are introducing a new category today. Streaming University Habits.
Okay, that should be good enough. Alright, let's see. And then we're gonna see. Like I said, I gotta make sure everything is, like I said, because the audio on a lot of those videos, in fact, they got lower. So I want to make sure we're good on all that. And then we should be good. Boom, come on, load up. Like I said, I do apologize about everything, about the quality and certain things. Like I said, I am a little busy for a lot of stuff, so that's fine. It's more audio, the better. So I just want to make sure everything's good because there has been, like I said, the quality control on the videos they're not the greatest. So sorry about like the troubleshooting on live, but hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? All right, this should be good enough. Hold up. Let me damn, load the fuck up. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna unplug the mic really quick so I can All right, we're back. We are back. Let me lower that. All right, I think I know what I have to do. Keep that real simple. Keep that real simple. Keep it real simple. Let me go into this really quick. I just realized I still got the ghost up there. Here we go. Okay. And then let's go into this right here. Pop the cam back on. And then we can get started. Wow. Okay. All right, we should be good. It should be better. It should hopefully be better. Same thing with audio. And then what we'll do is we'll adjust the audio based off of this thing right here rather than touching it with an OBS. And then we should be good. We should be good. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's doing today, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are feeling good, eating good, tasting good, looking good, feeling good, doing good. Hopefully you guys are doing good, man. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Okay. All right, let's get into the video because we already wasted enough time. But let's get into it, man.
So, I came across this short a while back and I thought, whoa, that's unreal. Then I realized, oh, that's not real. A Nadarian like this would never have complex eyes, let alone any kind of facial expression. Clearly, this is AI. But I felt pretty uncomfortable from that brief moment where I, a biology researcher and creator, said whoa and immediately believed what I saw. Because that brief belief signaled to me a huge problem. Not just for myself and the little videos I make about animals, but for the field of science as a whole. The AI cat is out of the AI bag. Fake content mimics reality with AI that is good enough to make anything look believable these days. Like this leaf thing that somehow morphs into a small alien creature. Oh, wait. That's real? Yeah, this is a leaf-mimicking spider, and it's far from the only real animal that seems...
That's fucking disgusting, man. I'm sorry. That's fucking disgusting. Let's be... Dude, I'm burning that shit. Straight nukes.
AI generated. A lot of organisms are fucking weird. I usually try to highlight this and explain how their weirdness came to be, or how they use this weirdness to exist in their current environment. Like other leaf-mimicking spiders, or elaborate pufferfish sand art, a deer that decided to have vampire fangs instead of antlers, a lizard that shoots blood from its eyes, which I'm not going to show because YouTube loves to demonetize me. A separate issue to maybe sit down and talk about sometime. Goblins.
That's so weird. What's good with the old YouTube demonetization? I'm curious. We'll see once we start growing and once we get bigger. But I gotta see. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, maybe because like I said, I do like unfiltered shit. So maybe later down in the future, maybe I just do something for that. But like I said, I still don't want to. You know. We'll see.
Tree hoppers, saiga antelopes. All very real animals that are morphologically or behaviorally unique. And we like to celebrate their differences. Meanwhile, here is a channel that makes realistic AI animals, even including a fake scientific name and short description, just like a real biology channel would. I've noticed a common concept is a bug that turns into a flower, because that's a cool idea, I guess. Let's read some comments. This is the most fantastic thing I have ever seen in my life. Super cool, 100. Crazy that would tip me off that this wasn't AI, wasn't the bug, but how slow that bike was going. This is beautiful and amazing, shows what nature can do. So a lot of people are seeing this and believing that it's real. Of course, there are others that express derision that people can't obviously.
Dude, that's one thing. I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing I guess you could say about AI nowadays is that it's something that's interesting because, you know, at least me, I know at least for me personally, I haven't actually gotten to the point where I can detect every video for being AI. I think I can easily tell just based off of like I'm just going off a logical thought, but sometimes they're pretty real. Like usually if you're seeing the little AI ones where they're like, where it's like an angled view on the camera, I'm assuming every single one of those are fake. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I assume every one of those are fake. What else? But there are some other ones. I don't know. Maybe there's like some specific works, but it's like I'm not spending 5 minutes like the rest of you guys just to tell everybody in the comments.
Tell that this is AI. I mean, who would believe in an animal that turns into a plant? See the problem? Now, this channel openly states that it's using AI. The descriptions, I think, are fantastical enough that they're not intentionally trying to trick people into believing these things, but they're not making it clear that it's fake either, and that's not always going to be obvious. This is some stuff that my grandma sent to my mom to send to me. I think she thought that this was cool biology stuff for me to see, because older folks often think these things are real. And it's not just old people. Like I said, I was tricked with the jellyfish video, and with the deep sea being so mysterious.
I could see that one. I could see that one being true. I can see that one being true. It has eyes to, you know, a lot of animals in the nature has, you know, false eyes or mimicked eyes. First, one thing I want to state real quick before we move on. My storytelling is shit. I mean, I watch some of my videos because I'm editing some of the videos. Bro, my storytelling is ass. You know what I'm saying? It is straight up ass. Inconsistencies. No clear direction on where it is. You know what I'm saying? Storytelling is garbage. We're gonna get better at that. We're gonna get better at that. You know what I'm saying? But and then also that right there. You know what I'm saying? That got said a lot. That got said a lot. A lot of repeated words. A lot of repeated words, bro. Same thing. I looked at a few things. There's certain videos that I wasn't even listening to. Dude, clearly just got information just straight up wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I said, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it.
Night camera-esque footage being black and white and blurry enough, we can get a lot of very realistic-looking, believable fake videos that can convince people that megalodons are still out there, that these rabbits were on this trampoline, and that this dog and cat and fox are best friends, whatever. People used to say, if it wasn't caught on film, no one would believe you. Now, that just doesn't work anymore. When seeing is no longer believing, how will you believe anything that you see? You know, scrubbing through these comments, I've noticed there's a common sentiment that if you can't immediately tell that something is AI, that you're stupid and technologically illiterate and should be ran through with a spear. But there are lots of people, not just older folks, who aren't familiar with this technology. Also, people on their phones scrolling for hours on end aren't going to be at their sharpest. And let's be honest, short-form vertical content isn't exactly designed for you to think critically about it. It's also just getting better and more realistic as the days go on. So get off your high horse and have some acknowledgement that one day you will be tricked by AI. It's probably an AI-generated horse that you're on, and you didn't even notice.
Hi. I'm in a river. Can I tell you guys why I like biology? I love how fascinatingly diverse life can be. Every organism, even the simple-looking ones, are so complex that we barely scratch the surface to understanding them. That's why I'm out here. I'm running an experiment to try and learn just a little bit more about biological history.
Talk about the chillest, but most what's a good word? What's a good word for it? You know what I'm saying? Also, I got a lot of definition wrong too. I don't care. Like I said, I'll go keep saying the words that I'm saying. A, until I either be corrected, or B, until I learn that that's not the definition. It's as simple as that. But, bro, you ever had like 3 or more dragonflies fly above you? Worst animals on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Worst insects. Sorry, worst insects on Earth, bro. They flutter and they fly, and it is not pleasant. They're sporadic. They jump around. They won't even attack you. They get like here and then, you know what I'm saying? Them bugs is just.
Because if we do, it can inform us of broader patterns that we can apply to other life. Also, it's just cool. I'm a curious ape. Come with me. I want to show you something.
But before I do, I wanted to tell you about another thing that you shouldn't solely rely on AI for, and that's medical advice. Speaking of, it's a new way to
meaning the females display ornaments which they use to attract males. Usually it's the other way around. Think the flashy colors of a peacock or the large antlers of a stag. Here, however, it's flipped. The females are the showy ones, and they compete to impress males by puffing out their orange abdomens and holding their scaly legs salaciously along the perimeter. My first PhD chapter is related to figuring out why this is, because despite how weird or different some life forms may seem, they follow the same universal rules, have similar strategies and environmental pressures, and are all a part of a lineage that diverged from ours
We
at
fixed
some
it.
point. We can call them weird, but to themselves and to the universe, they make perfect sense. We really don't know a lot about these flies, but we should. By looking into their ecology and evolutionary history, we can learn more about how the world works more broadly. I mean, role reversals
little spider
occur
guy was
all
there?
throughout nature,
Little
in
spider.
birds, fish, mammals, and it would be pretty neat to fully understand why. Plus, it can potentially break down some
W
biases
bird.
about universal sex roles across animals, which people often apply to humans. What I'm trying to say is what makes the weirdness and intricacies of every organism so fascinating and so useful is the fact that they are not made up. It's reality being strange, but still being reality that's the interesting part. When using AI to generate animal videos, this all gets messed up. I could claim that there's this role
script is
reversed
crazy.
fly, where the females inflate their abdomens in a balloon in a kind of fast dating contest to attract males, and someone could say, yawn, obviously AI, and choose not to believe me.
If we have to doubt whether every animal you see online is AI or not, it becomes a lot harder to convince people that biology is useful, cool, and very real, which will stop a lot of knowledge from being spread. There's the false positive, where AI convinces people of something fake being real, and there's the false negative, where the potential for something being AI makes people think that something real is fake. We've seen this play out in the art space for a while now. Many artists have been accused of using AI, when they're really just good at art, or their style has certain traits that are seen often in AI-generated art. Pretty recently,
Fair point.
someone posted this
shit's
AI-generated painting in the style
Oh!
of Monet, and many people
That shit's
responded
nice.
with negativity. The colors weren't cohesive enough, it didn't have the mess of a human touch, but it was a prank.
The mess of
This is a real Monet. The user that posted it just said that it wasn't and that it was AI. And so all of this discourse started up despite it being real. This has been happening in the art
crazy.
community for some time, but
That's
now
crazy.
I'm starting to see it in science. There have been a number of
Who's that?
high-profile nature documentaries. The
we're
Americas
getting
with
this- we
Tom
gotta get- we gotta
Hanks,
get- we gotta get
Oceans
this
with
settled
David
down.
Attenborough, and Our Oceans with Barack Obama. Very unique titles coming out of the nature documentary world. And these have had many people wondering if certain scenes were AI generated or not. Many people suspect that it is the case. I don't know. I don't think it ever gets confirmed, but that's a problem, right? Because either the single biggest contributor to people sitting down and learning about biology in nature documentaries with a famous person narrating
Sweet.
has a bunch of fake shit in it, or this
I don't know what
wonderful
I was-
footage that was
know what I was
collected,
talking about.
compiled, and edited, and trust me, this
don't
is
know.
all very hard and time consuming to do, is written off as lazy, artificially generated product. Don't both these outcomes suck? In my Immortality in Nature video, I have this one image for like 2 seconds that a bunch of people flagged as AI, and I didn't know what they were talking about. So I looked and I learned that when I went to Google Images and got a random photo of Hercules and the Hydra, it turned out to be an AI image. I just didn't notice. My bad. But like, sometimes
God.
these things slip
Oh my
through
God.
when you're working with so many assets. Also, Google Images is just absolutely cooked with AI everywhere these days. It's crazy how much I type -AI at the end of my searches when I'm working on videos, and it
Still
usually doesn't even work that well. Another thing
it's
commenters
ass.
have said are things along the lines of AI ass script. And I promise, I do not use AI to write my videos, but I have made mistakes in my videos before. In the same Immortality video, I said something about how humans back in the day had an average lifespan of 30 years, and how it's cool that we live much longer now. But, as many people pointed out, 30 is an average lowered majorly by infant death, and that healthy adults, even in early history, lived comparable lifespans to those today. That's completely my bad. I admit that, and I
Interesting.
appreciate everyone.
I always thought that
correcting
was the
me.
case,
But
too.
one person.
I thought I remember seeing. I thought I seen that myself. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Hey.
And left this long comment about how
Hey.
because I had this fact wrong, obviously I wrote the video with AI, and therefore the rest of the video and all my other videos could not be trusted in any capacity. And it's like, can I not make mistakes anymore? Ideally, I
can't,
wouldn't,
bro, you
right?
can't.
I'm an educational channel. I should be accurate for the most part, and I try my best to be. But I'm also a one-human production, so yeah, sometimes the mistakes
Fucking chump. You know what I'm saying? Bro feels bad that he makes mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You are a content creator. You need to be perfect every time. Every fucking time, my friend. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. This is, oh my God, I need to be. Duh, we're done with that. We're done with that. You are here for my enjoyment, my entertainment. That's all you are at the end of the day. Okay? That's all you are. That's all you are.
Fall through. Not because I'm AI, but because I'm human. In principle, a tool like artificial intelligence should help us make fewer mistakes, because machines are more consistent than humans. But now it's completely flipped. If I make a mistake, then I'm accused of using AI. Something has gone completely wrong here. When the incorrect flagging of something as AI leads people to dismiss reality, how can we convince people of the truth? The answer is that we can't.
It'll start getting cooler.
I wish science agreed with you.
Well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Already, people refuse to believe science. To anti-vaccine, anti-climate change, anti-seed oils. A lot of myths spread very easily, through chit-chat and fear-mongering, and by shouting lies that confirm what people want to believe. It is a psychological...
Okay. This became more of a, this definitely became a bigger video than expected. You know what I'm saying? They just came a bigger expected. Maybe I expected a little bit of, you know, okay, this is AI video, boom, bam, bop, boom. You know, this is an AI video. This is, I'm a biologist, I'm gonna react to some AI videos, boom. We're gonna tell if they real or not, right? No. Bro's dropping knowledge. He's dropping truth bombs.
truth, that we are more likely to believe something is true when it agrees with our pre-existing viewpoint, and we are more likely to disregard something as false when it goes against it. And with AI getting better and better, there will come a day where a video passes your eyeballs and you don't register it as AI in the slightest. And the only thing that will determine whether you believe it or not is whether you want to believe it or not. Or if you don't have a strong belief about the particular topic, you may shift towards what that video wants.
Somebody that I was dating, right? They had, I believe that they were, I didn't believe they were a catfish. I was willing to test the waters, but there was I can't like explain it. I think I would have to show you guys, but there was like a video, like a picture, like how she took the picture, how the picture was taken, made me believe, oh no, this is straight up catfish, because this is how every catfish video is laid out. Every single every single catfish picture is laid out. Like a top corner, angled a certain way, everything smoothed out, filtered. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, this could either be a princess or a 42 goblin warlock on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Max level. You know what I'm saying? Either way, there was a 50-50 chance that there's either gonna be something good or something bad. Luckily, there was something good. Luckily, there was just something good. But at the end of the day, I even showed her. She's like, "What made you think that?" I was like, because I mentioned, I was like, this video, I was like, this could come off as a catfish picture. Like, why? Showed her a whole bunch of videos. Showed her, a whole bunch of pictures of exactly what made it catfish or made it look like a catfish, and understood it immediately. Because it had like a, holy shit. Shit's blended with his shirt. Shit's blended with a shirt. And I just thought it was so itchy. But like I said, y'all know the pictures that I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly the pictures I'm talking about if you've seen them.
To believe. It happens all the time even now. Scientific titles get sensationalized and end up spreading as something that the original studies don't even imply. Like that prefrontal cortex finishes development at 25 thing. Surely you've heard this before, you probably think that it's true, but it's just not. There was a study that looked at brain growth into the 20s, and they stopped measuring at 25. They didn't find that it stopped growing. I also found somewhere that a lot of people just kind of averaged a bunch of different studies and landed on 25 as this kind of neat and tidy number. It's unclear how this all got started, but there's no magical shut-off switch that flips for brain growth when you hit a certain age. Not only is everyone going to be different, but brain development is one of those things that's kind of hard to even define in the first place. There's no way to make this claim. But what really makes this factoid so messed up is that 25 is actually a pretty good estimate for when a lot of people start to feel more mature. Maybe due to life experience, maybe it is due to sufficient development in the brain. I think it's mostly life experience, but either way, it's just not something we know is true. Saying the prefrontal cortex finishes development at 25 sounds like a really reasonable and—
Keep this in mind, guys. Marine biologist, by the way. Marine biologist, you know what I'm saying? To me, bro just sounds smart. He sounds smart.
And useful
He knows what
fact
he's
to
talking about. He's
share.
presenting
That's
facts,
probably why it's
information,
spread to the degree that it has. But it's just not something we know is true. That's the problem. When people assume that it is and treat it as a black and white fact, they can start to make unreasonable statements. I'm sorry I cheated on, robbed, beat, and ate you,
okay.
but I'm only 24. My brain isn't developed. I'm a little
one more year.
baby.
One
Oh,
more year.
you said kids eat free at this restaurant? Well, here's my driver's license. I'm 24. So, look. I'm 24, and as young and dumb as I am, I don't think I should be avoiding responsibility about my actions and decisions by blaming it on brain development. Some people have brought this number up in legislation, having discussions about the legal adult age being shifted to 25, because anyone younger doesn't have their prefrontal cortex developed, and so they can't make the right decisions for themselves. It drives me crazy. I've had actually smart people parrot this to me, and in general, this is a pretty innocuous fact. So what happens when other facts, drawn incorrectly from science, spread genuinely harmful and malicious ideas? Again, this is already being done. Many pundits that speak from a place of scientific authority deliberately spread misinformation to, I don't know, gain a following or
That is true. That is true. One thing people do have to understand is that I think we all fall into the trap, or I think most of us fall into the trap. I definitely fell into the trap. If any of you guys know who Neil Tyson Gross Tyson? I don't fucking know. I don't. You guys know what I'm talking about. The space guy, right? I remember watching a lot of his videos about him, like clips and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, this guy just knows everything about everything. You know what I'm saying? But his only claims is that he just always adds anything into. He always claims it to be like related to space. And that's just not the way to go. You know what I'm saying? I think he's been proven wrong on many things. Do I have that information right now? Fuck no. I do not have that. But I do remember seeing something like, he is wrong about quite a few things. Yes, does the guy know space? Absolutely. But does he know, comparing those things to space and the general day-to-day, I think that's just, how his brain works. And, sometimes it's just not it just wasn't true. Of how he was comparing certain things, how he's comparing and contrasting things to certain like day-to-day tendencies in people, or just the general everyday life. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is something to
one of the
be, like,
most watched videos on the Diary of a CEO, one of the biggest podcasts in the world, is of a lady named Tara Swart, who apparently has an MD and a PhD, but says absolute nonsense for 2 hours. I made a video about it that no one watched a while ago if you're interested, but this is terrible, and it happens so often. Millions of people listen to these podcasts. They have a strong influence on what people believe. We've seen it has an influence on how people vote. This stuff has actual societal impact. Add on AI-generated videos with hyper-realistic footage of anything and everything, and we're fucked. There will be no way to convince people of the truth, exacerbating the already rampant misinformation issue that we have. Right now, we have a realistic...
That's true. The only way, I mean, I'm not gonna say the only way, but one way is just you have to announce if the thing contains AI. You know what I'm saying? And it can't be like, oh yeah, if it has like 5% AI, 1% AI, then, it doesn't necessarily have to be saying that it was AI. No, if that shit contains any form of AI, you know what I'm saying? It has to be stated that, oh yeah, this is AI, you know what I'm saying? Or there has to be categorizations of those AIs. What I mean, because obviously game has to have an AI, you know what I'm saying? That's how you have the other enemy or whatever, attack you, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. I don't think that should have to be announced. But if the game contains AI-generated content or information, I believe that is something that should be required. You know what I'm saying? And I think people that say, what, that's stupid, that makes no sense. Those are the ones you can exactly tell. They're the ones using AI. They're the ones using AI, and they're like, what? They understand somewhere in their soul that it is something that is like, they know that it's a bit, it could be a bit sloppy. It could be a bit sloppy, and they're using that to, they're using it for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, whether that is to make a lot of money off of it, or to just be like, I'm going to be creative in the sense of using AI.
AI videos of animals attacking people or cryptids found in the wild. But imagine how corporations and governments could use this for propaganda and fear-mongering. They could tell you that there are blood-sucking demon hornets that will kill you instantly, but can only smell you if you've gotten the latest vaccine. Or they can make a fake video of a reputable scientist saying something terrible to make people hate them and not believe them. It'll be media shaping your opinion more than it's already doing. Not to sound like one of these clankers, but let's shift gears a little bit. I'm currently working on my PhD, and believe me, generative AI is a hot topic amongst the world's top scientific institutions. Not just in student usage, but in faculty and graduate usage. For writing primary literature, doing statistics, and designing research, it's a big ethical debate.
Bro, I seen something, right? I seen something, right? That kind of blew my mind when it came to AI. Is that, you know how many people I was seeing people call people that had a computer science degree a fucking moron. Excuse me? What are we talking about, people? What are we, since when were you a fucking idiot for knowing how to program? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I have no idea, bro. I forgot what video it was. But I just doing research and stuff like that. Bro, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, maybe hindsight is 2020, right? Maybe it's like, okay, you can, you know, the fact that you now know that AI is potentially working its way into the coding market. Do people not understand is like, you can't prepare for 50 years into the future. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do that. You just can't do that. And it's kind of crazy. Like, I got a computer science. Oh, you're a fucking idiot, bro. AI has your job, dude. You're fucking stupid for getting a computer science degree, or a coding degree. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this field is a little bit saturated. The tech field could be a little bit saturated. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things where it's like, wow.
At every level. There have already been several scandals of researchers using AI to write their papers, and journals publishing them despite some AI hallucinations. You may have heard of the mouse penis diagram, which by the way was not published in a real journal that anyone actually respects. There are a lot of these paper mills where any work can just get accepted so that people can say, hey, this research is published. Again, contributing to the mass misinformation issue, because now people can point to a blatant bad study and say that there was a published study that showed whatever. But even the most respected journals in the world have had issues with authors submitting papers that have been written with AI now. And it's one thing to have it fix your grammar. It's another to have it doing all the thinking and voicing of your science for you. Because right now, it's making a lot of mistakes. Large language models pull from various sources on the internet. And as we just discussed, there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. Trained scientists in their subfield know and understand their subject in a way that the public just won't. Perplexity is this AI that is honestly quite good at finding and digesting scientific information. I'll fully admit that I have used it before to find sources for my research, because it's annoying to find what I want on Google Scholar most of the time. And truly, this thing does it really well. It can understand what I'm looking for through sentences and what I mean to say, rather than needing me to search up keyword after keyword to try and fish for an article that might not even exist. But it'll also attempt to summarize and explain the papers that it finds for me, and after reading the papers, I'll often realize that it was just flat out wrong. A lot of what it does is extrapolate off of only the abstract, because the full paper is gated behind a paywall that I can only access because I'm part of an academic institution, while it's not. So it just kind of makes stuff up sometimes, or takes the general ideas too far. Additionally, by definition, cutting-edge science attempts to discover novel things. LLMs...
Yo, I've had a few people that I've known that said they actively talk to AI just to, just to get an opinion or something. Y'all don't realize, like, he's right. It just says whatever. It says whatever, bro. You're unique. You're different. You're unlike everybody else. You're unlike the world. You know what I'm saying? You're in the 1% of intellectual thinkers. What? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? You can't do no wrong. You can't do no wrong. And people don't understand that. They just keep, but they love it because that cycle, that refresh cycle of them just getting exactly what they want to hear, It's the best.
synthesize
It's the best
things that have
relationship, you know what I'm saying?
already been said. It's not generating new hypotheses or looking at things from a fresh perspective. It can't until a person does it first. Right now, AI models are derivative of humans. That can still be useful at times, but when it comes to furthering a concept, taking a known idea and exploring it further in a way or area that no one has done at all, there is currently no AI with a mythical true intelligence that can do that. If AI is invading several fields in science, then people might start to build their ideas off of those that have no real foundation. You have to know what you're talking about or you can really risk this. But outside of my subfield, I learn a lot from doing research on the internet as well. So despite trying my best to try and be a reputable scientist, I can just get tricked if the internet is filled with fake AI science. What happens when the day comes that I fall for an AI animal for more than a brief moment? I don't just have an encyclopedic knowledge of every organism that exists. I learn about biology from searching it up too. There are so many crazy organisms that I learn exist when I'm making my videos. If that info is now obscured by myths and fake videos, then how can I believe in these things when I research them, and how can you believe me when I try to tell you about them? If information from every single source is no longer reliable, then even the top scientists in the world are going to know nothing. But you know, the reason I'm upset isn't that. The main reason I made this video is because AI makes the things that I find cool less cool. It used to be that you could show this footage of the most stunning, unique organisms, and it was amazing because despite how unreal it seemed, it was undeniable because someone had captured it. You used to be able to dig out bones from the ground and reconstruct them to show people of the mighty creatures that once roamed the earth. And with that not being the case anymore, my attempts to showcase the natural world on this channel become less impactful. I'm not worried about AI taking my job, for now. There are tons of AI biology channels and they all suck and they don't do well. I hope that part of the value I provide in my videos is in my human voice and perspective. But there are pretty successful YouTube channels in other niches, like sports and economics, that are clearly written, narrated, and animated by AI. Pretty soon, they could be pumping out half-decent nature videos and run me and other creators off of the platform. Hank Green made this nice video recently, where he discussed how educational content takes a lot of time and money to make. And a lot of it that would have an audience to watch it is just not made because of these expenses. It's just easier and more profitable to make other types of videos. I can definitely vouch for the time expense. I mean, just look at my posting history. I take forever to make videos. If AI can just pump these videos out and water down the science niche on YouTube, then even if my videos are better, I'm still gonna be losing so much audience to these half-decent AI channels that post 100 times more than I do. If that happens, I could lose my place on this platform. Or worse, I'd have to resort to writing my videos with AI just to remain competitive. From the invention of the internet to the smartphone to social media, AI is the next big development that is already taken off. The truth is, you are already falling behind if you aren't leveraging it to your advantage. I have found places in my personal and professional life where AI is tremendously helpful and saves me tons of time and effort. In academia, I don't have as much of a problem with people using AI for statistics than I do for using it for writing. Because to me, stats is something
that's actually one thing that's I think it's important to say. What do we all use AI for? I use mine for grammar correction, right? I'm shit at spelling. I'm shit at grammar. I'm shit at punctuation. You know what I'm saying? You guys can probably see in a lot of my descriptions. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of errors in those most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind. You know, I'm trying to get better at it. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's what I could use. I could use AI for that.
It still has some. Stats and research aren't that simple and can very often be personal or interpretable. But there are parts of it, like fixing coding errors, sorting data, and running the common tests that, aside from the environmental impact, I would find perfectly ethical and acceptable. And I know many people that would push back on that. And that's okay. My problem with AI in science is how it's being used and how it will be used. By people, against people. And I don't like how it's making biology less cool because I find it cool, and I think that other people should find it cool too. I don't really have a solution to the issues I brought up in this video. I guess we can try to individually be critical and skeptical and get used to the things we see not necessarily being true, but we'd have to do this without writing off the real things we see as fake. I don't know, it might just be a losing battle, the ball might be rolling too fast, I don't know. I will end this video by saying that I will never use generative AI to make any part of my videos. I like making things in my voice. I enjoy the creative process immensely, I just don't really see the point. I'm gonna try my best to be as accurate as possible so that I can be a trustworthy source in the biology sphere, but I'm sure I will make mistakes again, so if I ever say something questionable or wrong, don't blindly believe me either. In fact, this entire video, I've been AI. I'm not even here right now. I'm hiding under my bed, safely protected from the blood-sucking demon hornets that are in the air. Anyways, for those who care, I've been really busy with my PhD lately. As you saw, it's my field season. It is currently 3 a.m. and after this, I have to go drive and catch another fly swarm. So I'm insanely busy, and I was pretty busy before the field season as well. It's been great. I've met good people. I've learned a lot of science, but it's definitely slowed me down in the YouTube department. That said, I have no plans on ever abandoning this channel, and I have a lot of human-generated content coming up. It's just gonna take me longer between videos to make sure everything's of a sufficient quality. So if you want to see more stuff from me, I think you should subscribe. Okay, beep boop. Bye.
That was good. That was good. That was good. I like that video. I like that video. Look at that. Dane Blue. Dane Blue. Dane Blue. All right. What I want to do is let me hold on. Let me take dog to bathroom. Let me take dog to bathroom. I plan on watching this video. That's why you guys don't see this one. This one right here. I plan on watching this one right here. There we go. I wanted to go to here we go. That one right there. snap. Okay. Pretty badass, right? Pretty cool cup. Little spoon. Ah! Motherfucking sharp. Damn, I kind of want to see that. Shit. Okay, this next video right here, man. Shit's crazy. Look at this shit.
In this video, I'm gonna tell you the top 10 most disgusting foods I've had from around the world.
We finally found something that grosses you out.
I've been to 60 plus countries at this point. I've eaten a lot of delicious foods, but I've also eaten a lot of questionable foods. So stay with me as we count from my 10th most disgusting food to my number one.
Actually, hold on, let me do something really quick. Let me do one more thing really fast, guys. I think it's a good point to also at least try to make sure. I think it's a good point to also at least try to make sure. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear, but I want to hear and make sure.
Can still be useful at times, but when it comes to furthering a videos, then how can I believe generated content coming up? It's just gonna take me longer between videos to make sure everything's of a sufficient quality. So if you want to see more stuff from me, I think you should subscribe. Okay, beep boop. Bye.
That was good. That was good. That was good. I like that video. I like that video. Look at that. Dane blue. Dane blue. Dane blue. All right. What I want to do is let me hold on. Okay, cool. It's actually sounding pretty good. Sounding pretty good. And that's my volume not all the way up either. So I'm fucking with that. I'm fucking with that a lot. Okay. Okay. Let's continue back to this video.
One most disgusting food that I've ever tried on this show. So let the countdown begin, starting with number 10. Live silkworm pupa from northeastern India. This meal or snack took part in the state of Assam. Assam is
I understand we all live different lives.
known for having very different cuisine from the rest of India. In Assam, they're eating stuff like pork, they're eating bugs, sometimes they're eating pets. You've eaten dog meat before?
Yes, of course.
You eat monkey?
Even though I got a dog, I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to eating one of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. Look, if I'm gonna be honest, hold up. Give me a second, man. Give me a second, right? Give me a second. Come here. Come here. That thing right here, this pile of meat right here. What you do? No! Oh no! That's my fault. Oh no! Hold up. No. Where's it first? These are done. This is done. Yeah, this is done. That's probably done. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Hold on. Give me a second. I fucked up. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. Let me, that was my fault. Okay. That's my fault. I accidentally, I played stupid right there. Accidentally had him knock down my thing. That ain't my dog's fault. This is probably done. Yeah, this is done. We're gonna have to buy some better. What's his names? It's all good. No, no. Yeah, these are probably done. This is all your fault, buddy. I'm lying. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Some people are like that, man. Just fucking terrible. Let me do this. If you hear it, that was just my keyboard. Just on my keyboard so I can clean it underneath it. Okay. And then let me lift this up. This ain't gonna hurt nothing. Until I just land on it. If anything I say, it just makes it more sticky. Luckily, it just landed underneath everything. The thing I'm more hurt about is the No, I don't. At least I don't have any on me right now. So I'll take care of it when I get finished. Okay. Luckily, the crazy part is, right? The crazy part is I've been keeping my desk so much neater recently that if this was before, I wouldn't even have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? None of that would have even happened. So, oh, fuck. That's the one thing I'm mad about. The fact that I might have gotten into them grooves right here. That's what I'm really mad about. Everything else I could care two fucks about. But it's the grooves, man. It's the grooves on my desk. You know what I'm saying? I am gonna have to buy a new backup. Buy a new backup eventually because I think my backup got wet. So. Okay. I'm about to wash that. Luckily, fresh bad boy towel right here. Get some of that water. Look at the words and get done that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's all good. It happens. That's my fault. Probably shouldn't have put him up here. That is my fault. Should have put Big Dog up here. It's all good. I just hope none of it. See, that's where it did. I could get up to at least decent enough. It's not, like I said, it's not too wild right now. Do that really quick so I can lift up this thing. Let me grab this. Pop you like that. Okay. that should be substantial. That should be good. That should be good. That should be good for the time being. And then once we're done streaming, we will finish up the rest. Which is okay. Which is okay. Me. Okay. That should be good. We should have that boy centered. Alright, we're good. We are good. Let me actually do one last thing really quick. Damn, that sucks. That's annoying. It's all good. It's annoying, but hey, shit happens. A little bit of this one here. Put some of that on there to break it. Same thing. I want to get underneath this one area right here. It's pretty bad. Sorry about the brief intermission. So busy trying to show you guys that I eat my dog. Alright. Yeah, that should be good enough for now. And then...
These two?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so there's really no limit. While we were in the song, we went to a man's house who...
But yeah, I'd probably eat my boyo. I'd probably eat my little boy. Ain't that right, buddy? Ain't that right? Take one of the little tenderloin legs of yours. Bite one of those little legs of yours off. Okay. And a lot of these. Hopefully this one still continues to work. Didn't much get on it, but you know, hey. Just realize you can't keep certain things on your desk, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Raised silkworms. Eventually it will become a silk moth, but in the interim, it becomes a pupa. So that worm makes a cocoon. What they do though is they take the cocoon, cut it open, and reveal what's inside, the silkworm pupa. What I didn't know that fateful day in India is that this pupa is still squirming. I thought we were taking them off oxygen when we pull them out of the cocoon, but clearly they can still live. It's shocking.
This is my first time seeing them this close.
Can you eat it like this?
Yes.
Really?
Can we eat it like this?
Yes, I can.
Oh my god,
oh my god, it's so juicy. Eventually, I put it in my mouth, and the flavor, that's like swallowing.
Hell no, bro. Hell no, I could not eat that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Them little sugar, what is it, little sugar gliders? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We making them shits look good. Making shit look good, making them look sweet. You know what I'm saying?
The vitamin. That was really juicy, gushy, not gooey. It's almost watery inside.
Yeah.
I gotta say, on a hot day, that might be refreshing.
What it tastes
It's like a grape.
What it tastes like.
But not sweet. I don't know, it was watery, it was earthy, it wasn't a great flavor. Later on, once it was cooked, it was pretty decent. It kind of tasted like eggs. But that was, for sure, one of the most alarming foods I've ever eaten, and something that I hope I don't have to eat again anytime soon. Moving on to the 9th most disgusting food on my list, eel jelly in the United Kingdom. This was a jello from hell. I certainly did like many of the British foods that I tried while I was in London.
I'm gonna be honest, right? I think there is a right? I understand, like, you know, with different cultures like that, there's a level of respect in terms of, like, when it comes to, like, eating the food, right? Sometimes I don't think that's fair. Sometimes I don't think that's fair that you were obligated to do it because, you know, somebody cooked it for you. I think what it really should boil down to is that should you finish it, right? There are many people that are unfortunate, you know, or not fortunate enough to be able to eat. So, you know, sometimes finish it, maybe that. But I don't know. Is that usually the case? Is it usually the fact that you're not finishing it? That you don't like it? Because, you know what I'm saying, I think it's normal to not like something. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's disrespectful. In fact, I feel like that's honesty, because a lot of people will lie. You know, will lie about that. So, is that really the problem? If you guys are cultured, if you guys, let me move this over here a little bit. If you guys are cultured, if you guys have like one of those type of heritages or cultures where, like, you know, eating food is kind of like it's something that, you know, should be respected rather than disrespected if you don't finish it, or you just like, ooh, you know, you make a face like that. I'm curious. Let me know.
Shepherd's pie, wonderful. Fish and chips, amazing. But jellied eels. Imagine Jell-O, but the Jell-O is not strawberry flavored or cherry flavored. It's ocean water flavor. I mean, how do you come at this?
You can scoop it in and pick around like an olive stone in your mouth, or you can pick around on the plate. Entirely up to you.
Do you use your fingies or not?
Depends on whether you want to smell like eel for the rest of the day.
Cold.
Food's cold.
There's some fatty sections, or probably that's the skin of it, gelatinous. Then the Jell-O, it's briny. It tastes like someone took ocean water, boiled it, mixed it with gelatin powder.
It's just fishy. And what's crazy is we love that in like a tonkotsu broth from pork bones, or like chicken broth out of eel. We struggle with it a bit more, but look around. It's a classic. People love it.
This is something very traditional. I respect it. I love the idea of people. I love that. And what do I love? Moving on to number 8, eating raw cow stomach with the Mercy tribe of Ethiopia.
Bro, first, so far, I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. So far, none of this shit has looked appetizing. Maybe when they cook the little grubs, that shit kind of looked kind of good. Not gonna lie. That eel shit, that shit look nasty, bro. That shit looks nasty. I'm gonna be real with you guys. So far, the things that are nasty don't look appealing. Kind of obvious.
On that day, we sacrificed a cow. Inside that cow, a stomach. They took that large stomach from the cow. They started to cut it open. They took the remnants, everything that was inside the stomach, they tossed it out. Then they started to cut the raw stomach and eat it. That's the stomach, but it's still full of...
Yes, but for them it's okay. They just want to eat the raw one like this.
Let's do it. This is one of the wildest food experiences I'd ever had in my life. This day, at this time, I had no idea this was coming.
Hell no, bro. That shit was like foreskin. Fuck no, bro. I'm not eating that nasty shit. Bro, I can't. I'm sorry. That shit looks terrible. Bro. That's not respect. My bad. I keep seeing this. Like, there we go. That should be centered. Yeah, all right, bro. That shit looks terrible, bro. What the fuck is that? No. Dude, did you not see?
Day, at this time, I had no idea this was coming.
Look at that nasty shit, bro. That shit looked fucking disgusting. Bro, that shit look like human skin. That like human skin, bro.
He just goes for it, huh? You can see the grass and the stomach acid, the bile, the future shit.
You can try like them.
You try too?
Yeah.
If I'm going down, someone's going down with me.
But before we do, a quick word from the sponsor of...
Let's get around that, my guy.
.com/bestover
Bro,
food to get 10% off your first month of therapy.
Now, but it's
back
like,
to the show.
I don't know, man.
It's like stomach acid. Do not smell before eating. Cheers.
Cheers.
That shit probably do not go down
I see
easy.
it's very soft.
Yeah. Somehow it's not that bad. Actually, I enjoy the texture. It's kind of crunchy almost. It tastes like how a barn smells. So when people are like, oh, it tastes like shit, how do you know what shit tastes like? Have you tasted shit right now?
I think we could smell it.
Yes. I was looking at the food in dismay, wondering, do I really have to do this? Maybe we just don't film this, and then nobody would ever have to know that this happens, and they would never know that I pushed out. Moving on to number 7 on my list of the most disgusting foods from around the world, silkworm pupa from South Korea. It turns out I'm not that big of a fan of silkworm pupa, but especially the way that the Korean folks prepare it. The smell is musty, sour. It's like an old mattress in an attic that's been hanging out for 15 years.
먹으면 맛있어요, 번데기가.
It's
미국 사람은 안 먹어, 번데기를?
Americans can't handle it. Reasonably so. Reasonably so, man. I won't be handling shit. You know what I'm saying? Give me about 3 of them. It ain't a waste. I'll still pay full price. I'll still pay full price because I know that shit ain't. I know that shit ain't expensive, and I know that shit ain't a delicacy. What the hell did I just do? Oh, that shit must be strong, bro. His body physically
it was
attacked.
gross. The texture is boiled sardines, but full of nasty flavor. It's not something that I'm looking forward to eating anytime soon in the future, but if I do again, I will try to find something redeeming about it, but at least in the past, not for me. Moving on to the 6th most disgusting food I've ever tried around the world, and that would be bile dip in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Here is a place where they really appreciate bitter flavors, and when it comes to bitterness, you don't get something much more bitter than.
Let's be real, right? I'm gonna be. I keep pausing, but it's just like, are we just enjoying it like out of like respect, or do we actually enjoy it? You know what I'm saying? Like appreciating and enjoying are 2 different things, people. Two different things. 2 different things. I appreciate that I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Do I enjoy doing other things? Hell no. Hell the fuck no.
On that day, we saw a buffalo get dispatched. They cut the bile sac and they drain the liquid, yellowy fluid from that sac. That became the most important component to the dip that we'd be eating that day. What we ate with the bile dip is also pretty extreme. Raw buffalo meat. Do you need this? Just 1 second ago, she said she couldn't drink because she's at work. She drank the whole thing. Why are you clapping? Is it someone's birthday?
I can't swallow it. It's better than I thought it's gonna be.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that bitter.
Not that bitter.
It's like a jelly.
Like a jelly. This one?
No.
Yeah. More surface area means I can soak up even more bile.
Body's rejecting it.
Right?
This was one of the most deeply bitter to the bone flavors I've ever experienced in my life.
He said
I don't
worse.
hate it. I see with what you've done here with the seasoning is brilliant because the fish sauce makes it super savory, very spicy. It's like a nuclear bomb. Somehow the folks of Chiang Mai, they love it, they appreciate it. For me, I could say, not my thing. And the point of this list is not to disparage or mock any people or culture. This is just my own personal point of view. Moving on to number 5 on our list, raw alpaca kidney in Peru. This video was shot in the mountains of Peru, a place where they raise alpacas and llamas, known in Spanish as llamas. Here we got to see them slaughter and cook up an alpaca using their traditional recipes. Recipes that me and my good friend Oro were very excited to try until we tried one that didn't involve cooking. And that was the raw kidney of an alpaca. Oh yes. So we're not just gonna eat it plain, we're gonna eat it with a little bit of salt.
Oh, that helps a lot. That's all we need.
This has gotta be, I think, the most difficult, challenging thing we'll eat this whole trip.
Like that?
Like that.
Dude, after your face, I don't think I can put it all in. Okay, let me start like. Oh, it's not that bad. I'm lying to myself. I think you're suffering more than me. This is so fun. It tastes like a medium rare filet mignon.
Maybe rare. It's gummy, chewy in a way that requires extreme mastication. The kidney has an incredible minerality. It's like eating vitamins, but worse.
Actually, if you don't look at,
I think he's good. I think he's good at describing things. But sometimes when you use like a minerality, like do any of y'all know what that means? Like I know what minerals are, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess the only thing that I've ever tasted as like kind of close to that is water. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, mineral water. Like you could taste the difference. You know what I'm saying? But are you really saying like it's the minerals? You know what I'm saying? Like, you saying this shit got like it got a little extra flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? Not even flavor. Like these taste different. Taste different. Minerality? What? What are we doing here? I'm adding that to the vocab.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's not. I think it's fun to put myself in these situations that I have to try this stuff, but have I ever been hungover and craved for that? Absolutely not. Number 4 on my list of most disgusting foods, eating stingray liver with Calvin in Vietnam.
It almost looks like a foie gras. It's big, it's flat.
I don't like no foie gras, bro. You know what it looks like. You know what that looks like, bro. I don't know what no
Absolutely not. Number 4 on my list of most disgusting foods, eating stingray liver with Calvin in Vietnam.
It almost looks.
That shit looks nasty, bro. That shit don't look good. It don't look appetizing.
It's like a foie gras. It's big, it's flat. It has some seafood essence to it for sure.
And the crazy part is the pattern also continues with like a lot of these things getting eaten raw. You know what I'm saying? It's these raw variants of these things getting eaten too. That shit don't look too bad.
That is potent.
Get in there with your spoon.
Is that cooked all the way through?
Do you want to lose weight? Somehow, Calvin, who's a psycho, enjoyed it.
That is delicious. I love these flavors. This is like waking up in the morning and just finding a stingray, cutting out the liver, and biting into it. Why aren't you showing my enthusiasm?
Listen, I respect this chef. I respect this animal.
Sure.
That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever bit on in my life.
It was a barley flavor mixed with old seafood and loose scraps from the ocean floor.
I need to
That is why this food is now number 4 on my list, but we have 3 remaining. My 3rd most disgusting food from around the world, eating raw organs with the Datoga tribe of Tanzania.
Again, people.
I was basically in shock at what was going on. The men killed the cow by suffocating it. Pretty intense. But then the women are the ones to put.
It's different out there, bro. I'm telling you, boys and girls, survival's different out there. It's different, okay? It's different. Hey.
So that means they get dibs on all the organs. But that's not the problem. As I watched the women work, they got 2 half gourds, and they filled one with blood, and they filled the other with body.
Man, dude, what are we doing? Bro, what are we doing?
Or basically the contents of the bull's intestines.
Oh God, why am I doing this?
What did they do? They took big raw pieces of liver, they dunked it in both, and they threw it back. And listen, they absolutely loved it. This wasn't survival food. This was these ladies having the time of their life.
Bro, there's gotta be something to it. They ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? These people live to like still the average lifespan. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong about that? Am I wrong about that? There's something to it. Babies are being born strong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Take them to the doctors, get them a test. I don't know. Are they gonna have like 80 bacterias? 50 different bacteria floating through their body? Maybe a couple of parasites? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, this is the kind of, apparently you can eat just red meat, certain red meats like that. You know what I'm saying? Just raw. You know what I'm saying? I guess these animals are not really in an environment where, these things can like, where things can like build like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, there's just gotta be something to it. It's gotta be something to it.
It was a celebration, something they could maybe only do once a year.
Anya? Oh, I'm so full. I just had lunch.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then they looked at me, my face turning white. I mean, even more white. It was my duty that day to step in the line of fire and take a bullet for all of you guys.
So, give it a little bit of.
Bro, looking at it, I thought that shit was gonna be like gelatin, bro. Like, you like, man, that shit.
Oh, so. Yeah, I'd force it down somehow. Oh, where's my Jack Daniels? The taste, it's a very unique texture. You've never had anything like it. You can feel your teeth tearing the tissue apart slowly as you run your mouth through it. It is a creepy, interesting, unique texture I've not discovered anywhere else. Finish it up. Let's go. Let's go. We didn't come here to play around.
God, what a G.
What I loved is just how different people's tastes can be around the world. That's what I love about traveling, and that's what I love about doing this show. But do I love raw liver? I do not. Moving on to my second most disgusting food around the world, another one from South Korea, the place I called home for 8 years. I'm talking about fermented skate. Because skate looks like a stingray.
Look how big this thing is. This is what we're eating.
The problem with it being fermented is not that it smells fishy or that it smells rotten. The problem is that it smells like pure ammonia.
암모니아 때문에 몸속에 발효 음식.
So it has a lot of ammonia inside, so it's really good for your health.
Oh, it's like a sour, astringent smell that burns the back of your sinuses when you breathe it in.
Let's get the first one plain.
Oh.
I need to understand and appreciate the pure flavor.
Oh, body rejecting it. The thing is, they be tanking this. They be tanking this.
Do you like it?
It is like a shot of ammonia. That is brutal.
I know.
No, let me find something good. It's crunchy, fishy. It's like it's burning my mouth.
Yeah, if you put this inside of your mouth for a whole time, your mouth can be peeled. It's too strong.
I ate that with a local Korean woman, and she could hardly bear it.
We're gonna be okay.
I'm not gonna be okay. Oh.
This is for dudes and perhaps old, battle-hardened ajumas with perms so tight it gives them migraines at night. Truly a wild, and for me, disgusting dish. From here, I'm gonna confess to you the #1 most disgusting food I've tried anywhere around the world. This one was bad because it tasted bad, and it also made me fear for my life. I'm talking about eating armadillo in Peru. Oh my Lord. First of all, how did we get it? Somebody basically fixed a handgun to a tripwire in the middle of the jungle. And an armadillo just got home from doing its shopping. It's going about its business, and boom, it got a bullet through its chest. What's interesting about the armadillo is that it was cooked 2 ways. First, it was grilled, but then it was also made into a unique kind of soup. The grilled armadillo tasted...
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Boiling shit is just not the move. Sometimes that shit don't even look... Bro, only thing I should be getting boiled vegetables, wheat and shit like that, bro. I've never seen meat getting boiled and I'm like, yeah, that shit looks appetizing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't be looking good, bro. It's rare when some... I feel like, what, you could boil maybe fish? I feel like you could boil the whole thing, but it's just, I don't know, something about boiling, people just be, that shit be looking nasty, bro. It be looking faded, it be looking raw, it be looking worse than it already was. I'd rather eat something bloody than eat something that has been boiled, bro. Boiled, that shit look infected, inflated, it look gummy, it don't allow you to capture anything, bro. Some salt and pepper and some blood meat, whatever, cool. Salt and pepper and some boiled shit, fuck out of here.
Okay, kind of neutral, but that soup was very off-putting.
Can you eat the skin?
Bro,
like this
look at that, bro. What are we doing? That shit looks disgusting. Bro, that shit looks, bro, what the fuck? There's nothing instinctively in that should be in a human's brain that's like, that shit looks good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that.
You need to like grab the meat out of it.
It's got a powerful, pungent smell. It's soft, it's slimy, it's been stewing.
All right.
It tastes semi-rotten.
It does.
Is this how it normally tastes?
Sometimes, but normally it's more like a pork, but now it's like it's burning the hair.
Do you like that taste?
Yeah.
Your voice got really high when you said yeah.
The taste was like old mothballs, it was sour, it tasted aged and rotten. It was truly disgusting. It was so bad, and I was so worried that literally after we did the conclusion, I made a joke that I was gonna go vomit myself.
A piece. I'm gonna go vomit.
No, that's literally what I went and did. So that's it. That's just my humble perspective as somebody who's been
how was
reviewing
the
food professionally around the world for 8 years. Let me know your thoughts downstairs in the comments below. Otherwise, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. A peace.
That shit looks nasty as fuck, bro. Holy shit. But would I be willing to try all that? I'm gonna be honest with you. Surrounded by the wrong people, in fact, yeah. I'd fall into some peer pressure. I don't mind.
Imagine if you get to swap lives with one person of your choice for 7 days. Maybe you live the life of a luxury celebrity, or even better, the son of a Chinese millionaire who gets an allowance of a property a month. But there's a catch. After the 7 days, prepare to have your entire life ruined. This is one of China's most disturbing reality shows ever produced, Metamorphosis. And trust me, for a lot of these,
I don't know, something about that name. Something about that word associated with humans. That shit sounds psychotic. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's watch the show Metamorphosis. It's a reality TV show. That shit sounds dark.
participants, the only thing that transformed was their trauma. Back in 2006, Hunan TV launched a brand new life swap show.
Season 17, bro. What? Unless it's one of those things where it's like they just do random things, and that just happened to be the 17th season about something
Called Metamorphosis, and it immediately blew up. The concept was simple: take one teenager from a rich city family and take another teenager from a poor rural village. Swap their lives for 7 days and see what happens. The rich kids were spoiled, yelled at their parents, and didn't attend school. The show was supposed to show these rich city kids what hardship really looked like. Meanwhile, the poor rural kids would get to experience city life, broaden their horizons, and get motivated to chase bigger dreams. Pretty inspirational. At least that's what everyone watching at home thought. Because the deeper you dig into this rabbit hole, the weirder it gets. Former contestants started exposing the producers for threatening and kidnapping them. They even said that they were being manipulated behind the cameras, and these people that they were supposedly helping, instead, when they went back home, it completely ruined their life. But how did it even come to this? I mean, at first it was actually like a wholesome and educational program. The very first episode aired and it ended up becoming viral. It paired a teenager named Wei Cheng from the city of Changsha and a rural boy named Gao Jianxi from a poor village. Now these two
do I sound good saying that? I'm gonna fucking
couldn't have been more different if you tried. Wei Cheng constantly skipped school. Most of his days were spent inside internet cafes instead of paying attention in class. He had a comfortable life in the city, but he completely took it for granted. Then there's Gao, and this kid lived in an incredibly poor village. Unlike Wei Cheng, his dream wasn't becoming famous or making tons of money. All Gao wanted was just a regular education so that he could escape poverty. And right away, you could see how good this pairing worked for the show. You have one kid with a bunch of opportunities, all wasted. Then the other kid would do anything to have the same opportunities. And the plot started cooking.
You know, the problem with it really also boils down to, it is also the kid, but I think it's also, a lot of it also falls down on the parent, right? It also falls a lot on the parent. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of this is easier said than done because, you know, I don't have a kid, right? I don't have a kid. So I don't know what people are willing to go through, right? In order to make sure their kid is happy, right? You know what I'm saying? I think it's always easier said than done. You're like, oh man, you just need to discipline your kid. I think discipline is definitely required, but I think it, like anything, I think it just has to be approached the right way, right? Because, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those ones where it's like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't have anything in mind. I don't have anything in mind right now. We're going to continue playing. We're not going to hold on to it, but...
Wei Cheng arrived at Gao's village, and the parents had to treat him as if he was their child for the week. And this is where the reality of the rural life hit him like a truck. Something as basic as getting water was not simple at all. They literally had to wait 3 hours for the water to seep back into the well so that they could fill the bucket to drink. Meanwhile, nowadays, people are losing their minds because their Molly tea is taking more than 5 minutes to make. I'm talking to you, Kevin. And one day, Gao's father pulled out a small bundle of crumpled bills. Just 20 yuan. Now, 20 yuan isn't a lot for the city, but to this family, it was years of saving. Wei Cheng immediately refused the money, but Gao's father would not take no for an answer. He looked at Wei Cheng and simply told him, "For these 7 days, you are my son." And Wei Cheng completely broke down, because even later in his diary, he wrote that holding those 20 yuan felt like his heart was bleeding. And honestly, probably for the first time in his whole life, did he actually understand what money meant. Meanwhile, Gao was in the city living a completely different experience. He arrived in Changsha and immediately he looked like he was someone who just landed on a different planet. I mean, looking outside, there were towering buildings, crowded streets. Everything was so different compared to the small village.
I've actually experienced something like that, right? I've actually experienced, I haven't personally experienced it, right? But when I say experience, I've seen it, I've been through it, like I've driven through it, I guess you could say, and I've talked to people that's been in it, right? So I've been on a few cruises, right? And there's times where you either could take the cruise given guy or you could take the local given guy, right? sometimes the locals will take you to certain areas, right? I forgot where it was. But I swear to you not, bro. I swear to you not. Went through this town, right? Oh my god, you know, seeing like power lines and stuff. Dude literally said none of it works. None of it works. And from the top, you could see like the crews at the bottom, right? None of it worked. You could see people coming up to the car, just, you know, hey, I'll buy this. You know what I'm saying? And then you could even see like kids just kind of going like this because they knew that they were getting overshadowed by the adults and other people, right? The ones that are really fighting, right? And it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? All that, right? Crazy. That's not even the worst part. The guy himself respected us more than he respected them. Shit was wild. He was like, look at these fucking worthless people. What? I was young at the time, right? So I didn't really see it, right? I was oblivious. I was just so busy looking at, like, holy shit, this is poor. Like, this is poor, bro. Like, I mean, you think you've been poor? Poor, bro. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit don't even work. Just straight light, bro. Just miles of broken down, dilapidated houses, bro, and just nothing. You know what I'm saying? These people just coming up to the car, just trying to get something, right? And you would think it was like him trying to teach us something, trying to show you like, hey, this is what, you know. No, the dude wasn't trying to teach us anything. I think he just brought us there to just look down upon those people. You know what I'm saying? White people cross the street, right? Once again, nothing wrong with white people themselves. But he was just like, he's like, yeah, you got it, sir. Then a black couple cross the street trying to hit them. What? Bro, it's crazy. It was crazy, bro. Different level of just thought that was going through my head. I'm like, as a kid, you know, you remember it, but you don't think about it. But until you become an adult, you're like, this shit is different. Like, bro, you had no respect. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Completely crazy, right? And then I've been to places where No, that's about it. Yeah, like I said, I've seen some impoverished areas. You know what I'm saying? Definitely seen some impoverished areas, you know what I'm saying? People digging out of trash cans. Obviously, that's normal, right? Just, you know, like, it is just crazy, you know what I'm saying? And usually when we go out there, we try to, you know, help out because, you know, usually, like, last time I think we went out there, we were giving, like, $20. Calm down. That's a bit much. You know what I'm saying? You giving them $20, that's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of fucking money to be given out to these people. You know what I'm saying? Next time, $5 to $10 is better, but $20, like, you know what I'm saying? Just alone, what the fuck is that? $20 alone, bro. That shit is. I never thought, but it does at least give you a different light, you know thing. You know what I'm saying? I think it does give you a different light, and you know what I'm saying? Will it change things in your day to day? Maybe not, but I think in the back end, you know what I'm saying? From that experience, I try to finish my food more. You know what I'm saying? I try to eat all my food. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you can see like these people just struggling just to get, to get something to eat. You know, something simple as to eat. You know what I'm saying? Me or you could go to Uber Eats. You know, even then, you know, right? We may not have anything in the fridge or anything like that, but they don't even have that. They don't have a fridge to contain that shit. No animals, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? At least you might be able to pull something. It might not be good. But you'll be able to pull something. There, them motherfuckers can't pull a dot. Holy shit, bro. I was like, golly, bro. Same thing. Some of them just give give them your money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not give them money. They give you their money. That shit has no value. Yo, we've been to so many places where they just be like, here. Like, what's this? This is our money. Because, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes their money is usually, you know, people usually want, you know, money from other countries because they look nice. Take it. It's worthless. They said it's worthless. You know what I'm saying? Anything in exchange? No, nothing. It just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you here to sit. I'm not telling you here to go experience these things or, you know, change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? But do know, our hard can be hard. But their shit?
And the scene that made this show go viral was during Gao's first car ride into the city.
Oh, that's the other one I want to bring up. I'll keep it short. We brought like family members out here, especially one of my dad's friends. He lived, I forgot where he lived. He lived somewhere that was pretty like, that just didn't have like many bustling cities just like that. We brought him out here, and I remember him taking a picture of, like, he was like recording the video of like the Ocean City, like our bridge, you know, from Ocean City and Atlantic City, right? Just recording the water. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's weird. I'm like, why are you recording? He's like, I've never seen this much water before. He's not poor, right? He's not poor or anything like that. He's not broke. But just something as simple as us living by the water, it gets taken for granted compared to somebody who's never seen something like these. Like, it's just so much water. You know what I'm saying? Looking at our cities and stuff like that, like, shit's crazy, bro. This shit's crazy. Bro, you don't know how much you have until you really hear somebody say it, right? You may be like, trust me, every day I've been struggling, and I know that it's amazing that I even have this. But I'm telling you, when you see somebody that don't got it, you be like, fuck, it's even lower. It can get even lower than this.
He looked outside the window and just started crying. This really hit netizens in the feels because Gao's never seen anything like this. I mean, he doesn't even know these things existed. And the contrast between these two lives were so massive that audiences could not stop tearing up. By the end of the week, Wei Chung was a completely different person. He voluntarily worked on a farm just to earn 20 yuan so he could repay Gao's father. He also kneeled down in front of Gao's parents and thanked them for everything that they'd done for him. And people absolutely ate this up because it became one of the greatest redemption arcs that people had ever seen. Just like that, Metamorphosis became one of the biggest reality shows in all of China. But here's the thing. Once the show became successful, it turned into the exact same formula. The city kid would always be this rebellious, spoiled teenager. They'd swap lives, get dropped into the countryside, and start complaining, breaking things. Meanwhile, the poor rural kid was almost always portrayed the exact same way. Hardworking, polite, and extremely poor, like to the point where they didn't even know what a shopping mall was. And by the end, the rich city kid would become grateful and the poor rural kid would be inspired to chase bigger dreams. When this first season came out, it really was an educational program. Like, the transformations were completely real, nothing was really faked. But people started noticing something that didn't quite add up. You're telling me that years of bad parenting, family problems, and behavioral issues were all solved in just 7 days because the kid carried a bucket of water up a mountain? Something fell off, and eventually people realized...
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, what do you like? I don't know. I guess it's one of those ones where it's like, I guess you gotta kind of think about that one. I don't know. It's crazy. It's interesting to think about. I don't know. I'd like to assume. I like to assume maybe, you know, because it's such a flip. You know what I'm saying? It's literally that big of a flip. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And maybe I think eventually, like anything, people had like pattern recognition. You know what I'm saying? And it just be like, all right, you know what? All right, we understand. Maybe it's like not even out of disrespect, but it's just like subconsciously you start tuning out of it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of watching it every time it comes out, maybe watching it every week, once a month. Oh snap! I didn't even know the show was still going. Except
that they've been watching the most evil and manipulative show in all of China. Because the biggest controversy of Metamorphosis came during season 7. They paired two kids whose lives were extremely different compared to the other seasons. On one side, you had the rich, spoiled city kid, Shin, and on the other, the poor rural kid, Wang. Let's start with Shin first, because this guy was known as the most difficult protagonist to change in the history of Metamorphosis. Like, already you could tell what they're doing. They're building a villain. Shin was 16 years old when he joined the show, and he already dropped out of school. Like, he constantly smoked, partied, and went clubbing. Whenever he ran out of money, he would just sneak into his mother's meetings when she was busy and just steal cash from her bag. He would also constantly threaten to sell one of his kidneys if his mother didn't give him money. Now that's definitely one way to negotiate an allowance. His mother owned a hotel, and they belonged in China's upper class of private business owners. Like, it's almost impressive how good of a contestant he is for the show. But when Shin first heard about Metamorphosis, he didn't see it as some educational, life-changing experience that will make him more grateful. Usually it's the parents who send the kids to the show, but Shin volunteered for it. His first thought wasn't, maybe this will make me
Kid's broken, been broken for a long time, can't be fixed, give up on him.
A better person. It was, if I go on this show, won't I become a celebrity? He told his mother that studying was pointless, okay? It's useless. What a waste of time, right? He summed fame up into 4 words. Easy, entertaining, makes money, and gets worshipped. And this slowly foreshadowed how he approached the swap. Meanwhile, the girl he was swapping with, Wang, her entire family earned less than $1,000 in an entire year. Because while Shin was living life on easy mode, Wang had one of the saddest backstories in the entirety of the show. She lived in a tiny house made of mud in Shaanxi province, and her parents divorced very early on when she was only 3. And instead of growing up with them, she lived with their 70-year-old grandmother and her paralyzed uncle. That was her world,
Holy
and
shit.
their daily meals consisted of whatever they could grow that day, either beans or potatoes, and every day it was just survival, day after day. But Wang was incredibly smart and hardworking. She did all the chores by herself, cooked meals, washed clothes, and even looked after her paralyzed uncle. Whenever food was served, she'd quietly give her uncle bigger portions while she just ate less herself. That's the kind of kid she was.
Holy
Her
shit.
family genuinely believed that this opportunity would help her, like maybe she'd experience something she'd never seen before, broaden her horizons, and come back with more confidence. Unfortunately, it turned out way worse than expected. And real quick, you know what's wild? The show has been running for years, and somehow the people producing it didn't have to answer anyone. And that's kind of terrifying when you think about it, because how much power gets handed to people who technically shouldn't have any? There's a reason why you don't let unqualified people make decisions that will affect the rest of your life. Just like why there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest
Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Is that it right there? I never noticed the little dots. That dude.
First, let's go back to Shin's side of the swap, because right when he arrived at the village where Wang lived, her family treated him like an absolute gem. They gave him their best room and even spent days preparing a welcome meal for him using one of the chickens in their farm, which is probably one of the nicest meals that they could ever afford. And Shin's response? He looked at the food. Sorry, if I eat too much, I'm gonna get fat. The room is not being read. Instead of talking with the family, Shin basically wandered around like a tourist. He started writing random things on the ground and started chasing bugs with a broom because he was bored. Then after just a few hours, he immediately went to the director and said, "Can we stop filming?" Over the next day, he had exactly one goal: go home. Like, this man didn't care about changing. Like, he just wanted it out. He already regretted it in the first 2 hours. I mean, what is this guy even doing here? He literally just starts emoting on them. He kept sleeping in, he continued smoking, although now he had to settle for cheaper cigarettes because he didn't have any money. I'm surprised that wasn't life-changing. I mean, he was trying to escape and literally fell off the hill and almost obliterated the grandma too. So maybe that was life-changing. Someone asked him what he learned so far. He said, "I was born into a pretty good family," which is probably the most self-aware thing that he'd said.
Holy shit. You gotta give kid where credit's due, bro. That's... At least he knew, like, yo, this shit ain't for me. Maybe he changed a little bit. Maybe bro changed a little bit. This ain't for me, bro. This poor shit ain't for me. I'm going back to my luxury life. Hey, like he said, self-aware.
In this entire episode.
That's
and what happened next is where things started getting really weird, because the production team decided to just take matters into their own hands. Shin wasn't giving them enough drama. I mean, sure, he complained, he wanted to go home, but that just wasn't enough if you wanted a viral episode. But then we arrive at the scene that became one of the most famous moments in all of Metamorphosis, the furniture smashing incident. Shin was asked to wash somebody's hair because that was one of Wang's responsibilities whenever she was home. He gets annoyed, starts throwing a tantrum, and then just starts breaking and smashing chairs, tables, and everything.
That hurts.
And netizens were like, wow, this kid is completely out of control. He needs to be taught a lesson. Except, that's not actually what happened. Because according to Shin, he just casually said that he didn't want to wash someone's hair. Nothing dramatic. And that's when multiple crew members surrounded him and started threatening him. They kept saying things like, if you don't wash your hair, you're never going home. You'll die surrounded by these mountains. Then when it was time to eat, they told him he wasn't allowed to have any food because he wasn't behaving. And if he did start eating, they would either lock him in the cabin or just take the car and leave. I mean, he was pretty much being held captive here.
Maybe the
So
parents should be saying
eventually,
that.
he snapped and he started breaking things, like smashing furniture. And this is exactly the explosive scene the producers want. Convenient, isn't it? Because now the show had a dramatic turning point. Oh no, he destroyed the family furniture. Oh well, I guess now he has to earn money to replace everything he broke. See how that perfectly fits the narrative? Behind the scenes, whenever the production team wanted him to look like a villain, they would constantly provoke him, bully him, irritate him. But whenever they wanted him to look redeemed, they would be so supportive, like, let's go, Shin, you're amazing, we're so supportive of you. So after breaking all of that furniture, they kept threatening him, so he had to go search for work to earn enough money to replace it. And almost magically, a coal miner happened to be hiring. It's almost like the redemption arc came to him. So Shin ends up working at the coal mine, and he uses all the money he earned to replace the furniture that he had broke. He sincerely apologizes to Wong's family and actually starts being respectful, like talking to them and helping around the house. For once, he starts showing respect. Alright, roll the emotional piano music. The rich kid has finally turned a new leaf. And Nessens, of course, they...
So, but, I mean, surprisingly, the producers actually, I mean, it's wrong what they were doing. It was wrong what they were doing. But in a sense, though, they did make kid appreciate life a little bit more. I'm going to be it's terrible to say, but sometimes you got like kids like that. They got to get those lessons taught like to them immediately. You got to strip whatever power they have, and let them know like you are not in control. You are not in control. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, then you can start building them back up. You know what I'm saying? As you should. Your failures does not make you. I mean, your failures are not going to define you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna work past those failures. And you're gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? And you build them up from there. You know what I'm saying? You slowly start doing that, and then they get better over time. You know what I'm saying? Then they get better over time. But when you have like extreme cases like this, like the kid doesn't necessarily seem like actually like a kid that has like anger management issues. He just seems like somebody who's just a spoiled ass kid, and he's just very self aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Or he became more self aware of that over time. Sometimes you need to just like, hey, nah, sit down, you ain't going nowhere. Sit down, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just really strip that power away from they build it back up, you know?
Absolutely ate it up. They flooded the comments talking about how incredible his transformation was, how inspiring it was, absolutely beautiful. But after the show ended, Shin actually came out exposing even more about the producers. Turns out the scenes where he constantly demanded money from his mother weren't as straightforward as the viewers believed. The producers actually gave him 1,000 yuan every time he stole cash from his mom. These guys weren't just documenting a spoiled teenager,
they were
okay?
creating one.
They were directing one. But the consequences obviously don't disappear when the filming ends, because unlike actors, these kids still had to go back to their original lives with the reputation that the show had created for them. Ironically, all this controversy worked in Shin's favor. His arrogant image became his personal brand, and he started getting millions of followers. And he also bragged that he got more girls now because he could confirm that he was rich through the show. No, trust me, babe, I'm rich. Did you watch episode 7? Shin just openly said the show hadn't changed him at all. But you know who it did change? The poor rural girl he swapped with. Unlike Shin, who entered the show already rich, Wong entered a completely different universe. The moment she arrived in the city, she was treated like royalty. Shin's mother treated her like a princess. There's a huge party awaiting for her and a massive cake that she'd probably never even seen before. She started attending school in the city and even stayed in a super nice dorm with her classmates. They welcomed her, shared snacks with her, and just made her feel included, and it was honestly really wholesome. She ate steak every dinner and posed for these luxury—
Mom been waiting for this for a minute. She like, fine, I got rid of that fucking demon. let me help this angel out. Let me help this angel out, bro. You know, she's like, yo, I can't, I don't even know if I want him back. I'll take you.
photo shoots. I mean, you can literally see her princess dream coming to life. But then things started changing really quickly, because only a few days in, the show claimed Wong had undergone her own transformation. Except it wasn't the transformation that her family had hoped for. She slowly started treating everyone's kindness as something she deserved. She started making her friends bring her food. She began using large amounts of shower gel to wash her hands, her feet, and just everything, which is considered a big waste. But you know what won't be a waste? Cheeky soap. So grab it still you all can. They still have solo leveling and Chainsaw Man going
We'll let
on.
it go.
Use code WANI to support your boy. Links in the description. Thanks. She also expected classmates to fold her blankets and also force people to comb her hair for her. She suddenly developed what Chinese netizens called princess syndrome. And then came the foot washing incident. Wong had started blackmailing a boy from her class and threatened that she would get him suspended if he didn't wash her feet every single morning. Now, once this aired, the internet absolutely
Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Like, this mom's just capable of creating monsters. I think she just created monsters, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess there's a certain level of give you got to give to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I thought that would have been. I thought that would have been the right path. Unless the mom's been telling like you deserve everything. You deserve everything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Maybe or it could just be. Is it just the extreme side of things? You know what I'm saying? The extreme side of things would be, you know, hey, you know, I've done all this. You know what I'm saying? I've done all this. I deserve to relax. I deserve to let motherfuckers fucking treat me like a motherfucking princess. You know what I'm saying? Is that the case? Because, you know, literally the girl has been, obviously she doesn't see it like that, but she has been literally taking care of her uncle and her grandmother, bro. There's this sudden change is probably normal. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the other one, this seemed like she was lit, like this is impoverished compared to even the other kids, like poor, bro.
Exploded. She got flamed and people just hated this girl. She went from being introduced as this hard-working rural little girl to suddenly becoming one of the most disliked participants in the entire history of Metamorphosis. Netizens called her spoiled, ungrateful, entitled. But guys, this is still a kid, okay? She's not an influencer chasing a Playboy millionaire. Imagine spending your whole life surviving and then somebody comes in and gives you everything that you've never had. Of course a child is going to enjoy that. I mean, she's a kid. But then the camera stopped rolling and this is where the reality eventually set in because the show was over. She had to go home. Not back to the mansion or the shopping malls. Back to reality. And coming back to her village was far from a happy ending. I mean, it was emotional. She spent the whole week living in a comfortable home, taking warm showers, making friends, not having to worry about starving for the night. And then just one day, pack your bags everyone, season's over, let's go home. And you're dropped right back into the exact same life that you left. Except now, you know what you're missing. And that's probably the cruelest thing about this entire show.
But what's the difference? I guess because is it because the other ones are older? Is that what it is? Because is she the youngest contestant?
Actually a quote that netizens kept using to sum up the rural kid's perspective of this entire show. I could have endured the darkness if I had never seen the sun. Wong started keeping some of the luxury habits that she picked up in the city, things like using shower gel, but they didn't have any in the village. So you know what she did? She asked her grandmother to walk nearly 100 kilometers just to get some. And netizens saw this and immediately went, see? This kid is spoiled. Look, see, they aren't any different from the city kids. They're just as bad. And unfortunately, the criticisms just kept getting worse because she actually started asking her grandmother if she could somehow contact the Shin family again. She wanted to go back to see them and go back to the life that she had just experienced. But of course, the season's over, and eventually Shin's family stopped responding to her, and they even blocked her. It's honestly heartbreaking seeing this. Because after the episode aired, she became one of the most hated kids in the entire history of the show. But then, years later, her uncle came forward and the story completely changed. According to him, a lot of Wong's princess behavior wasn't naturally happening at all. It had been manipulated and manifested into her personality by the producer.
Whoa, major flip.
That infamous foot washing scene, you know, the scene that pretty much destroyed her entire reputation. Her uncle claimed that Wong had actually been asleep and the crew woke her up and instructed her to ask a classmate to wash her feet. So
Creepy
she
ass
did.
directors, bro.
Maybe
Creepy
going
ass
to a
directors.
trusted adult
Burn
isn't
them.
so trustworthy after all.
Stake
And
up
after the
collecting
episode aired,
through the
people
throat,
in her own
out the
village
mouth.
started gossiping about her. Neighbors pointed fingers, and people whispered behind her back about the Wong family. And as she got older, the anxiety became so overwhelming that she rarely wanted to leave the home. She became terrified that people would recognize her. And eventually, her uncle had to make the decision to move her to another town so that she could focus on studying. But after
W
everything and
W
developing
uncle.
this so-called princess syndrome, she still took care of her paralyzed uncle. But nobody online cared anymore, because once netizens decide you're the villain, good luck changing their minds. Her uncle said that he deeply regretted letting her participate in the show. He said that what had been advertised as an educational opportunity had ultimately became a game for the rich. Which perfectly sums up the entire show, because I mean, the rich kids, they get to make all the mistakes they want, and people start applauding them and clapping when they become slightly less annoying. Meanwhile, the rural kid has to be perfect from beginning to end. If they show even a little bit of selfishness, they're
The crazy thing is that's even true to this day. Don't we have a whole law against if you're like too rich, you can get away with it, but if you're too poor, you can't get away with that shit? You're immediately a criminal. Immediately a criminal. It's always been the case, man. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, bro.
fried. Almost every major city participant walked away with millions of followers on Douyin and Weibo. Do you guys remember the influencer Abby from a couple videos ago?
I don't.
Yeah, she was in the show. And we all know what mess she ended up in. Lee Hongyi was also a city kid during the 9th season, and he is now a famous actor and influencer with millions of followers after debuting in the show.
Shit.
And during a live stream, he actually exposed the producers and openly talked about the show. They forced the city kids to start breaking things and said that they didn't have to pay for any of it. And if there wasn't enough conflict, they'd intimidate them or threaten them to make more. Now compare that to the poor rural participants. They just quietly disappeared. All of them went back home to their original life, constantly hoping that they could go back to their city family. A lot of them ended up working in factories just to get by every day. On a good note, if you remember Gao, the rural kid from the first season who was crying after looking out the window, he was considered the only kid in the entire show who made it out with a better future. Ironic, because that season is the only season that the producers didn't interfere with. Gao actually left the mountains and successfully entered Hunan Normal University, where he studied military defense. Since then, the show has been cancelled due to the controversy, and ultimately, the city kids were made to become famous, while the rural kids were exploited. Damn. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love making these videos and bringing you guys along with me in this wild journey. I see your feedback, I read all of your comments, and I just want to thank you for sticking with me through thick and thin. One thing's for sure about Metamorphosis though.
Thank you.
If you ever think about getting on one of these shows and doing a life swap, definitely don't do it with me. Your life won't be the only thing that's transforming. Imagine if you get to swap lives with one person of your choice for...
Gonna be real with you guys. Do a life swap. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I'm I'm grinding. I'm whether it's rich, poor, extravagant. I don't care. I'm thriving within that environment. Why? Because I'm built different. I'm built. Let me stop lying. Let me stop lying. Let me stop lying, bro. Let me stop lying. Let me not be that guy. I think it would change my outlook on things for sure. Definitely think it would change my outlook on for sure. But you know. At the end of the day, I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful where I am. And I'm progressively getting better and better by the day, man. Progressively getting better and better by the day, man. That's what you guys got to look at, man. So you guys got to look at it. If you guys got a good opportunity, take advantage of that opportunity, man. Take advantage of it. Don't be a worthless piece of shit. Don't be a worthless piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you're a kid and you're a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? And you're happy that your parents allow you to, you know, be a millionaire, fuck it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But don't be going around, you know what I'm saying? Don't be going around, you know, being like, hey, listen, you're poor and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I can't handle brokey mentality, brokey behavior. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And if you're not as much money, man, you know, I think continue on the path you're going. Continue building those hardships, you know what I'm saying? Get out of it. You know, build that want to get out of it, you know, and become something great. You know what I'm saying? Become something great. You know what I'm saying? The things that are, you know, tricky, you know what I'm saying? Speak up, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes take that risk, you know what I'm saying? Take that risk. You know what I'm saying? Your life is also important. Your life is also important. You know? But yeah. Oh, also one thing too I want to know. Just because you live with your parents or anything like that, bro, that'll make you a bad person. Take advantage of it. If your parents set you up with an opportunity, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, man. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I think it's just how you use it. I think it's just how you utilize it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is. Just how you use it at the end of the day. No matter what the case is, if you're rich, you're always gonna be looked down on. Especially if you find somebody. Especially if you're the one who approaches it right. They're like, well, you always you have the ability. You know, hey, it sucks. It sucks. But look at it like this. You're one of the lucky ones. Look at it like that, man. Look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you're one of the ones that are poor, impoverished, rubbing through the mud, you know what I'm saying? Look at it like this, man. You're alive. You're alive. You built this strong character that can pretty much get through anything. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. There's nothing. There's no other way but up. There's no other way but up. Or the only way that's down is death. It's death. That's the harsh reality, bro. But if you work through it, you get through it. You set some time aside for yourself because it's important. It's important. You set some time aside for yourself. You know, create the opportunities and advantages. You know what I'm saying? You'll get there. Trust me, you'll get there. Because why? Because you're literally walking on glass your entire life. You know, look at it like that, people. Look at it like that. Look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Then when you get up there, you deserve everything that you have. You deserve everything that you have. Other than that, I'm going to rewatch these videos back. And I'm going to look at if the audio was good. You know, go see if the audio was good. Hopefully everything was good. Hopefully everything was chilling. If it was, we're leaving everything as is, man. We might have just figured it out. Like I said, no research, no nothing, just all straight mental from the dome, from the motherfucking dome. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a good one. Appreciate to all these people right here. Thank you. You guys are good people. Man. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys sleep good, eat good, do good, be good, cry good, feel good. You know what I'm saying, man? At the end of the day, we're all living, man. We'll get through it. You know what I'm saying? Let's help each other out. Skill. Damn, baby. If I remember. he got me with that.